go with Top Step and then eventually pass his combine and eventually get payouts, you'll see that the logic works not just in my hands and not just in other people's hands, but as a dad, I want to see him doing it in his own hands and then have the rewards of being able to do it and repeating it. Doesn't need to happen every single day, Caleb, but overall, if you have a net positive month, because in the beginning, you're not going to have a net positive every single week, because there's going to be a lot of this that you're going to have hands off. Dad, he's got to do it and learn from it and trust that he's making the right decisions. And when he doesn't make the right decisions, you have to feel that effect and then work through that progress of, it didn't work in my hands. I did something wrong. Not the stuff doesn't work, that you did it wrong. And therefore, you have to grind through that. And that's all of you are going to be the same way with this. I mean, you're all going to have those hit and miss. You're going to have days where it just works like a hot knife through butter, just cuts through easily, goes right to where you want it to go right away, and you're done. You can go do whatever you want to do. Other days, you're going to have to really work for it. And I have learned over 30 plus years, the days that you really have to work for it, it's better for you to get out of the trade that you're in. If you're having a whole lot of mental capital spent on the outcome of the trade and you're just worrying about it being right in your favor, it's actually a better exercise for you to develop discipline just to close the trade, turn the charts off, and go do something else. Because what you're doing is you're burning mental capital. You're worrying and stressing. And what you're doing also is you're triggering all of these stress hormones in your body. And I wore myself down as a young man doing that. If you spend every single day of the week, and for some of you, many hours each day, obsessing and worrying about what the market's going to do and really not knowing what to do or how to behave when it does certain things and signaling to you that, okay, it's done. Be content with it. If you don't adopt those protocols, you're going to stress yourself out. And here's the thing. I have met tons of people that are profitable, but they're absolutely unhealthy and unhappy because they're constantly trying to get more than what they need. I've seen many people go out there and do exceedingly well intraday, and they go in again and they take another trade because it isn't good enough for them. They want to make more. And I'm trying to teach you to have a mindset where if you go out there and you do something once a day and you get the experience from it, if it's positive, wonderful. If it's not positive, now you have an opportunity to study what you didn't do right or what you didn't observe correctly. Those are the two perspectives to hold. Not that, this stuff doesn't work or they did it to you, but you'll get to this point where you know exactly what you're doing, when you're going to do it, and when you don't want to do it. And you're not going to have any regret when you do or don't, because you're content. Being content as a trader is such an elusive thing. And you think making lots of money should equate to being content, and it won't. It won't be like that. Lots of money being made doesn't make you content. Lots of money generally is a result of you chasing lots of money. Being content with making plenty and not needing to try to worry about other people's opinion of how well they hold an opinion of you, Caleb, is the wrong direction. There's lots of people out there that can't wait to see you be ICT 2.0. I'm looking for you to do the things I wish I could go back in time and not have done. And I wish I could change about me. I want to have that kind of impact on you and your development. I want you to be humble. When you make a lot of money, call no attention to it. Call no attention to it, because other people in their learning, they're going to be inspired by that, but there's a whole lot of other individuals that are going to see you and they're going to hate you because they're not going to learn it as fast as you might learn it. Or if you take longer, because it could happen, if you struggle a little bit longer than both of us think it's going to take for you to do this, that's going to be a reassurance to some of them. And they're going to be like, I'm glad that he didn't go right into this. I want you initially to say where you thought it was going to happen and it happened, and I want you to share how it felt. And then we're going to move away from that happy, good, feel good, warm, fuzzy stuff, because that needs to be outside of your trading. The deep anxiety and fear and worry, that can't be part of it. And the elation of just being high and you can't do anything wrong. You got to keep that out of it too. But in the beginning, you want that more than anything, because that means it's successful. That means that you're doing everything right. And I'm telling you, it's normal for you to feel that, but you can't have that as a steady diet, because it will constantly be the goal. And that's not the goal. The goal is to be indifferent. When you can get up and say, I know I can go out there and find the next move. I know I can participate in it, but I don't have to. But I'm choosing to sit down in front of price because this is what I anticipate it doing, because this is what my back testing, my journaling, my dad's taught me, and it works like Swiss timepiece precision. Okay, this is how you can get there, but it isn't going to be fast. It isn't going to be easy in the beginning. But once you understand these rules, once you understand what it is that you're trying to replicate every time you do this, you're going to see it's the same stuff. And some days you'll think you see it a certain way and it won't pan out that way. And the outcome will be adverse. It won't be a good thing. but it doesn't mean it changes anything. It doesn't mean it no longer works, or you're not going to be successful. It just means, okay, stop. If you have one bad result and you're limited to only one exposure to the outcome, good or bad, for that day, and you stop, you can't be mad. You never are going to have an anxiety attack. You're never going to be panicked about getting it back right away, because this is the normal procedure. If I take a losing trade, I have to stop. That prevents you from going into tilt. That prevents you from getting greedy. It prevents you from being fearful of not knowing what to do, because you feel like you got to get it back, and you try it again, you lost again. Now you made a little loss, now bigger. You'll never want to overtrade. You'll never need to over leverage. It becomes your job. When you go to work, you're not trying to do more than what your supervisor is asking you to do. Nobody does. Nobody works like that. And your trading needs to be the same way. You need to simply just look at it and say, well, this is what I expect the market's going to do, and I see this potentially being there as a setup. And if I take it and I lose, okay, no problem. I'm going to turn the computer off. I'm not going to give myself any toxic fuel to just worry myself into anxiety or grief about it. And I'll try it again tomorrow. I'll log it tonight when the market's done, and it's over. It's it. It's painless. It's literally painless.